Question 1. What significant event happened in 1066 that shaped the future of England? A. The signing of the Magna Carta. B. The Battle of Hastings. C. The establishment of the Church of England. D. The Great Fire of London. Answer. B. The Battle of Hastings. The Battle of Hastings in 1066 was a pivotal event that shaped the future of England, leading to Norman control over the country and significant cultural and administrative changes. Question 2. Who was the British monarch during the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215? A. King Richard I. B. King Edward I. C. King John. D. King Henry V. Answer. C. King John. King John was the British monarch during the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215, a document that established the principle that everyone, including the king, was subject to the law. Question 3. What landmark act in 1534 marked the beginning of the English Reformation? A. The Act of Supremacy. B. The Navigations Acts. C. The Union Act. D. The Rump Parliament Act. Answer. A. The Act of Supremacy. The Act of Supremacy in 1534 marked the beginning of the English Reformation by establishing King Henry VIII as the supreme head of the Church of England, breaking away from the Catholic Church. Question 4. What was the main cause of the English Civil War in the 17th century? A. Religious disagreements. B. Economic disparities. C. A succession crisis. D. Political power struggles between the monarchy and Parliament. Answer. D. Political power struggles between the monarchy and Parliament. The main cause of the English Civil War was the intense political power struggle between the monarchy and Parliament, which led to armed conflict and significant changes in governance. Question 5. Who was the British Prime Minister when the Act of Union 1707 was signed? A. Sir Robert Walpole. B. Queen Anne. C. King James I. D. None, as the position did not exist yet. Answer. D. None, as the position did not exist yet. The position of Prime Minister, as it is known today, did not exist in 1707, when the Act of Union was signed, merging the Parliaments of Scotland and England. Question 6. What are the Bill of Rights 1689, and why are they important? A. A series of laws that granted rights to the monarchy. B. Documents that limited the powers of the king and outlined the rights of Parliament. C. Laws that exclusively granted rights to common citizens. D. Acts that abolished the rights of the Parliament. Answer. B. Documents that limited the powers of the king and outlined the rights of Parliament. The Bill of Rights 1689 is important as it limited the powers of the monarchy and laid out fundamental rights and liberties, reinforcing the role of Parliament in government. Question 7. What was the primary reason for the agricultural revolution in 18th century Britain? A. Discovery of new agricultural lands. B. Technological advancements and crop rotation methods. C. Decrease in rural populations. D. Increase in urban food demand only. Answer. B. Technological advancements and crop rotation methods. The primary reason for the agricultural revolution was the adoption of more efficient agricultural practices, including technological advancements and new crop rotation methods, which significantly increased productivity. Question 8. What role did Britain play in the American Revolutionary War? A. It supported the American colonies' independence. B. It fought against the American colonies to suppress the revolution. C. It acted as a mediator between France and the American colonies. D. It provided military supplies to the American colonies. Answer B. It fought against the American colonies to suppress the revolution. Britain played a central role in the American Revolutionary War by fighting against the American colonies in an attempt to maintain control over them. Question 9. What was the purpose of the Corn Laws in the 19th century and what led to their repeal? A. To support agricultural development by imposing tariffs on imported grain, repealed due to pressure from industrialists and the public. B. To increase the import of grain without tariffs, repealed due to agricultural overproduction. C. To restrict agricultural practices, repealed following a nationwide famine. D. To deregulate grain prices, repealed after economic decline. Answer A. To support agricultural development by imposing tariffs on imported grain, repealed due to pressure from industrialists and the public. The Corn Laws were designed to protect British agriculture by imposing tariffs on imported grain, but were repealed in 1846 following widespread public protest and the influence of the Anti-Corn Law League. Question 10. Who was the British monarch during the Victorian era, and why was it named after them? A. Queen Elizabeth I. B. Queen Victoria. C. King Edward VII. D. Queen Anne. Answer B. Queen Victoria. The Victorian era is named after Queen Victoria, who reigned from 1837 to 1901, a period noted for industrial, cultural, political, scientific, and military change within the United Kingdom. Question 11. What were the key outcomes of the Reform Acts passed in the 19th century? A. The establishment of the monarchy's absolute power. B. The reduction of the voting age to 16. C. The expansion of the electoral franchise and redistribution of parliamentary seats. D. The abolishment of the parliamentary system. Answer C. The expansion of the electoral franchise and redistribution of parliamentary seats. The key outcomes of the Reform Acts were the expansion of the electoral franchise to include more of the middle class and the working class, and the redistribution of parliamentary seats to better represent urban areas. Question 12. Who founded the Metropolitan Police Service in 1829 and why? A. Sir Robert Peel, to create a more organised and professional police force in London. B. Queen Victoria, to enforce stricter laws in the capital. C. Winston Churchill, as a response to World War II. D. King George III, to combat rising crime rates. Answer A. Sir Robert Peel, to create a more organised and professional police force in London. Sir Robert Peel founded the Metropolitan Police Service to establish a more effective, organised and professional police force, which became a model for modern policing. Question 13. What was the significance of the Great Exhibition of 1851? A. It marked the beginning of the UK's decline as a global industrial leader. B. It was the first international exhibition of manufactured products, highlighting Britain's industrial leadership. C. It was a local trade fair with no international participants. D. It led directly to the establishment of new trade laws. Answer B. It was the first international exhibition of manufactured products, highlighting Britain's industrial leadership. The Great Exhibition of 1851 was significant as it was the first international exposition of manufactured goods and showcased Britain's industrial dominance to the world. Question 14. What was the impact of the Irish famine on British politics? A. It led to the unification of Ireland and Britain. B. It caused no significant changes in British policies. C. It led to increased support for Irish independence and changes in land ownership laws. D. It resulted in the immediate end of the monarchy. Answer: C. It led to increased support for Irish independence and changes in land ownership laws. The Irish famine had a profound impact on British politics, increasing support for Irish independence movements and leading to reforms in land ownership and governance of Ireland. Question 15. Who were the Chartists and what were their main demands? A. A political group demanding the abolition of the monarchy. B. Early 19th century activists who sought political reforms such as universal male suffrage and annual parliaments. C. A religious sect seeking freedom of worship. D. Industrialists advocating for fewer regulations. Answer: B. Early 19th century activists who sought political reforms such as universal male suffrage and annual parliaments. The Chartists were a working-class movement that sought a range of political reforms aimed at making the political system more democratic. Question 16. What was the primary impact of the Public Health Act of 1848? A. It decreased public health standards. B. It marked the beginning of state involvement in public health in England. C. It privatized healthcare services. D. It had no impact on public health. Answer: B. It marked the beginning of state involvement in public health in England. The Public Health Act of 1848 was significant as it marked the start of government action to address urban sanitation and public health issues, laying the foundation for later public health initiatives. Question 17. How did the Second Reform Act of 1867 expand the electoral franchise in Britain? A. It granted voting rights to all women over the age of 21. B. It reduced property requirements, allowing more working-class men to vote. C. It extended voting rights to non-citizens. D. It restricted voting rights to landowners only. Answer: B. It reduced property requirements, allowing more working-class men to vote. The Second Reform Act of 1867 expanded the electoral franchise by reducing property requirements, significantly increasing the number of working-class men eligible to vote. Question 18. What major event did the Foreign Secretary, Sir Edward Grey, famously comment on at the outbreak of World War I? Hey, the lamps are going out all over Europe. We shall not see them lit again in our lifetime. B. This is the war to end all wars. C. We have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. D. Peace in our time. Answer: Hey, the lamps are going out all over Europe. We shall not see them lit again in our lifetime. Sir Edward Grey famously made this remark reflecting on the profound and potentially lasting impact of the outbreak of World War I. Question 19. What were the main objectives of the women's suffrage movement in the UK? A. To gain equal employment rights for women. B. To secure the right to vote for women. C. To establish women-only educational institutions. D. To prohibit women from participating in politics. Answer: B. To secure the right to vote for women. The main objective of the women's suffrage movement in the UK was to secure electoral rights for women, a goal that was progressively achieved through persistent activism and legislative changes. Question 20. How did the Treaty of Versailles in 1919 affect Britain? A. It led to significant territorial gains for Britain. B. It imposed heavy war reparations on Britain. C. It strengthened Britain's economy immediately. D. It placed heavy military and territorial restrictions on Germany, affecting Britain's post-war foreign policy. Answer D. It placed heavy military and territorial restrictions on Germany, affecting Britain's post-war foreign policy. The Treaty of Versailles had a significant impact on Britain by reshaping Europe's political landscape, placing restrictions on Germany that influenced British foreign policy and contributed to the conditions leading up to World War II. Question 21. What led to the general strike of 1926 in Britain? A. A demand for shorter working hours. B. Disputes over wages and working conditions in the mining industry. C. A political movement to overthrow the government. D. Protests against the monarchy. Answer B. Disputes over wages and working conditions in the mining industry. The general strike of 1926 was primarily triggered by disputes over wages and working conditions in the mining industry, which led to widespread support from other industries, culminating in a major national strike. Question 22. How did the Great Depression affect the United Kingdom? A. It had little impact on the UK economy. B. It led to significant economic growth. C. It caused widespread unemployment and economic hardship. D. It improved the standard of living for most Britons. Answer C. It caused widespread unemployment and economic hardship. The Great Depression had a profound impact on the United Kingdom, resulting in widespread unemployment, economic hardship, and increased social tensions during the 1930s. Question 23. What was the principle behind the Beveridge Report of 1942? A. To promote free market policies. B. To dismantle the welfare state. C. To lay the foundations for the modern welfare state. D. To reduce government spending on social services. Answer C. To lay the foundations for the modern welfare state. The Beveridge Report of 1942 outlined a comprehensive social insurance program and was instrumental in laying the foundations for the modern British welfare state, including the creation of the National Health Service. Question 24. How did the National Health Service, NHS, come into being in 1948? A. Through private funding and initiatives. B. As part of war reparations after World War II. C. Following recommendations from the Beveridge Report. D. It was established following a public referendum. Answer C. Following recommendations from the Beveridge Report. The NHS was established in 1948 following the principles set out in the Beveridge Report, which called for comprehensive health and social care to be made available for all citizens. Question 25. What was the Suez Crisis of 1956 and how did it affect Britain's international standing? A. It was a financial scandal that caused economic turmoil. B. It was a military conflict over control of the Suez Canal, resulting in a decline in British influence. C. It was a diplomatic agreement that enhanced Britain's global position. D. It involved a natural disaster that required international aid. Answer B. It was a military conflict over control of the Suez Canal, resulting in a decline in British influence. The Suez Crisis occurred when Britain, France, and Israel invaded Egypt after it nationalized the Suez Canal, leading to widespread international criticism and a decline in British influence in the region. Question 26. What triggered the decolonization process in the British Empire after World War II? A. Economic prosperity in the colonies. B. The cost of maintaining the empire. C. Military defeats in the colonies. D. An international treaty requiring decolonization. Answer B. The cost of maintaining the empire. The decolonization process was largely triggered by the high costs of maintaining the empire and changing international attitudes towards imperialism and self-determination post-World War II. Question 27. How did the Immigration Act of 1971 change British immigration policy? A. It opened borders to all Commonwealth citizens. B. It restricted immigration by establishing rules based on employment and racial quotas. C. It made immigration easier for EU citizens. D. It focused solely on skilled immigrants. Answer B. It restricted immigration by establishing rules based on employment and racial quotas. The Immigration Act of 1971 marked a significant shift in British immigration policy by imposing more stringent controls and establishing rules that effectively ended primary immigration from the Commonwealth. Question 28. What were the main reasons behind the UK's decision to join the European Economic Community in 1973? A. To strengthen military alliances. B. To gain access to broader markets and economic benefits. C. To isolate itself from the rest of Europe. D. Pressure from the United States. Answer B. To gain access to broader markets and economic benefits. The UK's decision to join the European Economic Community was driven by the desire to access broader markets and the perceived economic benefits of being part of a larger economic bloc. Question 29. What was the winter of discontent in the late 1970s? A. A period of economic prosperity and low unemployment. B. A season of unusually harsh winter weather. C. A series of strikes and labour unrest due to dissatisfaction with government policies. D. A political campaign against the European Union. Answer C. A series of strikes and labour unrest due to dissatisfaction with government policies. The winter of discontent refers to the winter of 1978 to 1979, marked by widespread strikes and labour unrest in the UK, driven by public sector workers' dissatisfaction with wage caps and deteriorating conditions, which significantly affected the Labour government's popularity. Question 30. How did the Falklands War of 1982 affect the UK's foreign policy? A. It led to the UK withdrawing from international affairs. B. It reaffirmed the UK's commitment to defending its territories and increased nationalism. C. It resulted in the UK losing several of its territories. D. It had no significant impact on UK foreign policy. Answer B. It reaffirmed the UK's commitment to defending its territories and increased nationalism. The Falklands War involved the UK successfully defending the Falkland Islands from an Argentine invasion, which reaffirmed the UK's commitment to defending its overseas territories and bolstered national pride and support for the government. Question 31. What were the primary changes introduced by the Thatcher government's economic policies in the 1980s? A. Increased regulation and government control over industries. B. Nationalisation of key industries. C. Privatisation of state-owned enterprises and deregulation of the economy. D. Expansion of the welfare state. Answer C. Privatisation of state-owned enterprises and deregulation of the economy. The Thatcher government introduced significant economic policy changes in the 1980s, including the privatisation of state-owned enterprises, deregulation of the economy, and reduction of the power of trade unions, aiming to reduce the role of the state in the economy. Question 32. What was the significance of the Good Friday Agreement in 1998? A. It ended the American Revolution. B. It marked the UK's entry into the European Union. C. It was a peace agreement that largely ended the conflict in Northern Ireland. D. It established the UK's modern constitution. Answer: C. It was a peace agreement that largely ended the conflict in Northern Ireland. The Good Friday Agreement, signed in 1998, was significant as it helped to largely end the period of conflict, known as the Troubles, in Northern Ireland by establishing devolved government and various political and social reforms. Question 33. How did the Human Rights Act 1998 alter legal protections in the UK? A. It reduced the protections available to individuals. B. It incorporated the European Convention on Human Rights into UK law, strengthening protections. C. It focused only on economic rights. D. It limited the rights of non-UK citizens. Answer: B. It incorporated the European Convention on Human Rights into UK law, strengthening protections. The Human Rights Act 1998 significantly altered legal protections in the UK by incorporating the European Convention on Human Rights into domestic law, which allowed individuals to defend their rights in UK courts and obliged public organisations to treat everyone equally, with fairness, dignity and respect. Question 34. What prompted the devolution referendums in Scotland and Wales in the late 1990s? A. Economic crisis. B. Demand for independence. C. Growing demands for greater autonomy and self-governance. D. International pressure. Answer: C. Growing demands for greater autonomy and self-governance. The devolution referendums in Scotland and Wales were prompted by growing demands within those nations for greater autonomy and self-governance, leading to the establishment of the Scottish Parliament and the Welsh Assembly. Question 35. How did the 2008 financial crisis impact the UK economy? A. It had minimal impact. B. It led to significant government surpluses. C. It resulted in economic downturn, recession, and increased public debt. D. It boosted the real estate market. Answer: C. It resulted in economic downturn, recession, and increased public debt. The 2008 financial crisis had a severe impact on the UK economy, leading to a significant economic downturn, a deep recession, and an increase in public debt due to government measures to stabilise the banking sector and stimulate economic growth. Question 36. What was the main issue addressed by the Scotland Act 2016? A. It granted Scotland full independence from the UK. B. It addressed border control between Scotland and England. C. It devolved additional powers to the Scottish Parliament, including tax and welfare. D. It dissolved the Scottish Parliament. Answer: C. It devolved additional powers to the Scottish Parliament, including tax and welfare. The Scotland Act 2016 was significant as it devolved additional powers to the Scottish Parliament, particularly in areas such as taxation and welfare, enhancing Scotland's autonomy within the United Kingdom. Question 37. What led to the UK's decision to hold a referendum on its EU membership in 2016? A. A court order. B. Economic downturns within the EU. C. Political pressure and growing public and political debate about the UK's relationship with the EU. D. Pressure from the United States. Answer: C. Political pressure and growing public and political debate about the UK's relationship with the EU. The decision to hold a referendum on the UK's membership in the European Union in 2016 was driven by political pressure and a growing public and political debate about the benefits and drawbacks of EU membership. Question 38. What are the main functions of the Commonwealth of Nations and the UK's role within it? A. To enforce British laws in member countries. B. To promote economic cooperation, human rights, and good governance among member countries. C. To coordinate military actions among member countries. D. To regulate trade exclusively between member countries. Answer. B. To promote economic cooperation, human rights, and good governance among member countries. The Commonwealth of Nations focuses on promoting economic cooperation, human rights, and good governance among its member countries, with the UK playing a leading role in these efforts as the symbolic head of the Commonwealth. Question 39. How does the UK Parliament function, and what are its main components? A. It functions without any formal structure and has no main components. B. It consists only of the House of Lords. C. It includes the monarch, the House of Commons, and the House of Lords, functioning as the supreme legislative body. D. It is made up entirely of appointed officials. Answer. C. It includes the monarch, the House of Commons, and the House of Lords, functioning as the supreme legislative body. The UK Parliament functions as the supreme legislative body in the country, consisting of the monarch, the House of Commons, elected members, and the House of Lords, appointed and hereditary members, with each playing distinct roles in the legislative process. Question 40. What is the rule of law, and why is it fundamental to British democracy? A. It is the principle that all individuals are above the law. B. It emphasizes the importance of a ruler. C. It is the concept that law should govern a nation, as opposed to being governed by decisions of individual government officials. D. It dictates that laws are suggested by the monarchy only. Answer. C. It is the concept that law should govern a nation, as opposed to being governed by decisions of individual government officials. The rule of law is fundamental to British democracy because it ensures that all individuals and authorities within the state, including the government, are accountable to laws that are publicly promulgated, equally enforced, and independently adjudicated, and which are consistent with international human rights norms and standards. Question 41. What historic role does the monarchy play in modern British society? A. It has absolute power over the government. B. It serves primarily as a ceremonial figure with no real power. C. It controls the British economy. D. It leads the military in governmental decisions. Answer. B. It serves primarily as a ceremonial figure with no real power. The monarchy in modern British society plays a largely ceremonial role, symbolizing continuity and tradition, while possessing no real power in the governance of the country. Question 42. How has British foreign policy evolved in the context of global terrorism? A. It has become more isolationist. B. It has focused on increasing military spending only. C. It has shifted towards stronger international cooperation and intelligence sharing. D. It has removed all security measures. Answer. C. It has shifted towards stronger international cooperation and intelligence sharing. In response to global terrorism, British foreign policy has evolved to emphasize stronger international cooperation and intelligence sharing to better prevent and respond to terrorist threats. Question 43. What are the legal systems in the UK and how do they differ among its countries? A. The same legal system is applied uniformly across all countries. B. England and Wales share a legal system. Scotland has its own legal system, and Northern Ireland another. C. Each city has its own legal system. D. There are no differences. All regions follow European law. Answer: B. England and Wales share a legal system. Scotland has its own legal system, and Northern Ireland another. The UK has 3 distinct legal systems, one for England and Wales, one for Scotland, and one for Northern Ireland, each with its own unique legal practices and institutions. Question 44. What role does the Prime Minister play in the UK government? A. The Prime Minister is a ceremonial role with no actual powers. B. The Prime Minister is the head of state. C. The Prime Minister is the head of government, responsible for running the government and executing laws. D. The Prime Minister only handles foreign affairs. Answer: C. The Prime Minister is the head of government, responsible for running the government and executing laws. The Prime Minister leads the executive branch of the government, chairs cabinet meetings, and represents the UK both domestically and internationally. Question 45. How is British citizenship obtained, and what are the responsibilities of a citizen? A. Citizenship can only be inherited. B. Citizenship is granted to anyone who lives in the UK for at least a year. C. Citizenship can be obtained through naturalisation, descent or registration, with responsibilities including obeying the law, voting in elections, and serving on a jury when called upon. D. Citizenship requires passing a wealth test. Answer: C. Citizenship can be obtained through naturalisation, descent or registration, with responsibilities including obeying the law, voting in elections, and serving on a jury when called upon. British citizenship entails responsibilities such as participating in the democratic process and following the laws of the country. Question 46. What efforts has the UK made in terms of environmental protection and sustainability? A. The UK has made no efforts in environmental protection. B. The UK focuses on expanding fossil fuel usage. C. The UK has implemented policies to reduce carbon emissions and promote renewable energy sources. D. The UK only supports international environmental treaties. Answer: C. The UK has implemented policies to reduce carbon emissions and promote renewable energy sources. The UK government has committed to environmental protection and sustainability through various policies aimed at reducing carbon emissions, increasing the use of renewable energy sources, and promoting sustainable practices. Question 47. How does the UK electoral system work, and what are the major political parties? A. The UK uses a proportional representation system. The main parties are the Conservative Party, the Labour Party, and the Liberal Democrats. B. The UK employs a single transferable vote system. Major parties include the Green Party, UKIP, and SNP. C. The UK uses a first-past-the-post system. The main political parties are the Conservative Party, the Labour Party, and the Liberal Democrats. D. All UK citizens vote directly for the Prime Minister. There are no major parties. Answer: C. The UK uses a first-past-the-post system. The main political parties are the Conservative Party, the Labour Party, and the Liberal Democrats. In general elections, voters choose a local representative for their constituency, and the party with the majority of seats usually forms the government. Question 48. What impact has immigration had on British society and culture? A. It has led to a decrease in cultural diversity. B. It has isolated different community groups. C. It has enriched British culture, bringing diversity and new perspectives. D. Immigration has been completely halted. Answer C. It has enriched British culture, bringing diversity and new perspectives. Immigration has had a profound and positive impact on British society, contributing to cultural diversity and introducing new ideas, cuisines, and cultural practices. Question 49. What is the significance of the Battle of Britain in World War II? A. It was a minor skirmish with no real impact. B. It marked the first defeat of Hitler's military forces in the war. C. It resulted in a decisive victory for Germany. D. It was primarily a naval battle. Answer B. It marked the first defeat of Hitler's military forces in the war. The Battle of Britain was a significant turning point in World War II, marking the first major defeat of Hitler's military forces and thwarting his plans for an invasion of the UK. Question 50. How do British educational institutions maintain their standards? A. Through unregulated practices. B. By following strict government-imposed standards and regular inspections. C. By limiting access to education. D. Educational standards are not maintained. Answer B. By following strict government-imposed standards and regular inspections. British educational institutions maintain high standards through rigorous government regulations, regular inspections by bodies like Ofsted, and adherence to national curricula. Question 51. What is the significance of the special relationship between the US and the UK? A. It refers to a historical conflict between the two nations. B. It is based on strong economic, cultural and political ties and mutual cooperation. C. It signifies the UK's dependence on the US. D. It is a term used to describe competitive sports between the two countries. Answer B. It is based on strong economic, cultural and political ties and mutual cooperation. The special relationship between the US and the UK is a term used to describe their close alliance and strong bilateral cooperation on various global issues rooted in shared history and values. Question 52. How has the UK contributed to international science and technology? A. The UK has had minimal impact on science and technology. B. UK contributions are limited to historical figures like Isaac Newton. C. The UK continues to be a leader in areas such as medical research, engineering, and innovation. D. The UK only participates in technology through partnerships. Answer C. The UK continues to be a leader in areas such as medical research, engineering, and innovation. The UK has made significant ongoing contributions to international science and technology, with a strong emphasis on innovation, research, and development in various fields. Question 53. What are the major cultural festivals celebrated in the UK and their origins? A. Only religious festivals are celebrated. B. Major festivals include Christmas, Diwali, Eid, and Chinese New Year, reflecting the multicultural nature of the UK. C. The UK does not celebrate international festivals. D. Festivals are limited to English traditional events. Answer B. Major festivals include Christmas, Diwali, Eid, and Chinese New Year, reflecting the multicultural nature of the UK. The UK celebrates a wide range of cultural festivals, which highlight its diversity and the various communities that make up its population. Question 54. How does the UK support the arts and cultural institutions? A. There is no support for the arts. B. Through government funding, grants, and public-private partnerships. C. Solely through private donations. D. The arts are considered unimportant. Answer B. through government funding, grants, and public-private partnerships. The UK supports the arts and cultural institutions through various means such as government funding, grants, tax incentives, and partnerships between public and private sectors to promote cultural development and accessibility. Question 55. What are the legal rights of workers in the UK? A. Workers have no legal protections. B. Legal rights include fair wages, safe working conditions, and the right to unionize. C. Workers' rights are restricted to the private sector. D. The UK follows a laissez-faire approach to workers' rights. Answer. B. Legal rights include fair wages, safe working conditions, and the right to unionize. Workers in the UK are entitled to a range of legal protections, including the right to receive fair wages, work in safe conditions, take family leave, and join trade unions. Question 56. How has the UK addressed issues of gender equality and pay equity? A. By ignoring the issues. B. By implementing laws such as the Equality Act 2010 and conducting regular pay audits. C. Gender equality has been fully achieved, so no further actions are necessary. D. Through recommendations only without legal backing. Answer. B. By implementing laws such as the Equality Act 2010 and conducting regular pay audits. The UK has actively addressed issues of gender equality and pay equity through legislation like the Equality Act 2010, which aims to protect against discrimination and ensure equality in the workplace, including efforts to close the gender pay gap. Question 57. What are the challenges facing the UK healthcare system? A. There are no challenges currently facing the system. B. Challenges include funding constraints, aging population, and increasing demand for services. C. The system is overfunded and underutilized. D. Healthcare is fully privatized, eliminating any challenges. Answer. B. Challenges include funding constraints, aging population, and increasing demand for services. The UK healthcare system, particularly the NHS, faces several challenges, including limited funding, an aging population, and growing demand for healthcare services, which strain its capacity and resources. Question 58. How does the UK media landscape influence public opinion and politics? A. The media has no influence on public opinion or politics. B. UK media, including diverse platforms from newspapers to digital media, plays a significant role in shaping public opinion and the political landscape. C. Media is state-controlled and promotes government propaganda only. D. Public opinion is shaped solely by international media. Answer. B. UK media, including diverse platforms from newspapers to digital media, plays a significant role in shaping public opinion and the political landscape. The diverse and dynamic UK media landscape significantly influences public opinion and political discourse, highlighting the importance of a free press in a democratic society. Question 59. What are the consequences of the UK's ageing population for public policy? A. It has led to a decrease in healthcare costs. B. It poses challenges such as increased healthcare and pension costs, requiring adaptations in public policy. C. Aging population is a myth. The population is actually getting younger. D. The aging population has no impact on public policy. Answer. B. It poses challenges such as increased healthcare and pension costs, requiring adaptations in public policy. The UK's ageing population poses significant challenges for public policy, including increased demand for healthcare, higher pension costs, and the need for policies to support an ageing workforce. Question 60. How does the UK maintain national security and what are its defence policies? A. The UK has no national security or defence policies. B. National security is maintained through comprehensive policies including intelligence, counter-terrorism, and international alliances like NATO. C. Defence is managed independently by each region within the UK. D. National security focuses only on cyber threats. Answer. B. National security is maintained through comprehensive policies including intelligence, counter-terrorism, and international alliances like NATO. The UK maintains national security through a range of measures including robust intelligence services, counter-terrorism strategies, and participation in international defence alliances such as NATO, ensuring a coordinated response to potential threats. Question 61. What is the process for amending laws in the UK? A. Laws cannot be amended once passed. B. Amendments require a public referendum. C. Laws are amended through legislation passed by Parliament. D. Only the monarch can propose and enact amendments. Answer. C. Laws are amended through legislation passed by Parliament. In the UK, the process for amending laws involves legislation that must be proposed, debated, and passed by both Houses of Parliament, and then receive royal assent to become law. Question 62. How has Brexit impacted the UK's legal and economic environment? A. It has had no impact on the UK. B. It led to greater EU integration. C. It resulted in changes to laws and regulations affecting trade, immigration, and legal jurisdiction. D. Brexit resulted in the UK adopting the euro. Answer. C. It resulted in changes to laws and regulations affecting trade, immigration, and legal jurisdiction. Brexit has significantly impacted the UK's legal and economic environment by necessitating adjustments in domestic laws and regulations, particularly concerning trade, immigration, and the jurisdiction of laws previously under EU governance. Question 63. What measures has the UK taken to address the housing crisis? A. The government has banned all new construction. B. Measures include increasing housing supply through new developments and supporting affordable housing schemes. C. The housing crisis has been fully resolved. D. The UK has outsourced housing to other countries. Answer. B. Measures include increasing housing supply through new developments and supporting affordable housing schemes. To address the housing crisis, the UK government has implemented measures such as promoting new housing developments and offering support for affordable housing initiatives to help increase the availability of housing. Question 64. What role do local governments play in the UK administrative system? A. Local governments have no real power and serve only advisory roles. B. They are responsible for regional military defence. C. Local governments manage specific local issues such as education, transportation, and housing. D. They handle international relations and diplomacy. Answer. C. Local governments manage specific local issues such as education, transportation, and housing. In the UK administrative system, local governments play a crucial role by managing and administering local public services and issues, including education, transportation, housing, and local infrastructure. Question 65. How has the digital revolution affected privacy and security laws in the UK? A. The digital revolution has had no impact on laws. B. It has led to stricter privacy and security laws to protect personal data and address cyber threats. C. It has decreased the effectiveness of laws. D. Digital technologies are banned in the UK. Answer B. It has led to stricter privacy and security laws to protect personal data and address cyber threats. The digital revolution has significantly impacted privacy and security laws in the UK, leading to the implementation of stricter regulations to protect personal data and address the increasing challenges of cyber threats and digital security.